Is it a crime not to hand in cash you find to the police? Or is it finders keepers, losers weepers? Let me make 5 points. Point 1, and let's get this one out of the way. The right thing to do is to hand anything you find to the police or those in authority like shop assistants. That could be cash, a wallet or a mobile phone. But is it a crime if you don't? Point 2, it could be theft by finding if you find cash and don't at least report it to someone in authority. Theft is defined in Section 1 of the Theft Act 1968, where a person is guilty of theft if he dishonestly appropriates property belonging to another with the intention of permanently depriving the other of it. Point 3, Section 2(1)(c) defines in part dishonesty, which in summary is where a person is dishonest if the owner of the property, that is the cash, cannot be discovered by taking reasonable steps. Point 4, and whether you're guilty or not of theft by finding, you also need to consider the test for dishonesty, which involves asking 2 basic questions. A, ascertain subjectively the actual state of the defendant's knowledge or belief as to the facts. In other words, did you honestly believe the cash you found had been abandoned, or did you honestly believe the person could not be traced? And B, determine whether the defendant's conduct was honest or dishonest by the objective standards of ordinary, decent people. In other words, what reasonable steps, according to the standards of decent people, could be taken, if any, to trace the owner of the cash you found. And point 5, so each case is different because each case is fact specific. So for example, you're likely to be seen as honest if you find cash in the middle of a busy street, and as a result you honestly believe the owner could not be traced by taking any reasonable steps to trace the owner. And also your actions to keep the cash would likely to be seen as honest, determined in accordance with decent people who, like you, would think the same way. Now compare this with if the cash you found was in a wallet with bank cards in it, in a department store, and you keep it. That's going to be seen as dishonest. You can't honestly believe the cash in the wallet was abandoned on purpose, or there was no reasonable steps you could take to trace the owner. And by not handing the cash in the wallet to the assistant or manager of the store or the police, and instead keeping it, this would not be an honest course of action determined in accordance with what the standards of decent people would do, who would in fact take reasonable steps to trace the owner by handing the cash in the wallet to those in authority, so they can check the CCTV footage and more. So be good, do the right thing for the right reasons, follow, like and share.